His heart is full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and Smark has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the Smark fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
And yes, in case you hadn't heard yet, on Ring Rust, Atlantic Canada's only source of wrestling news radio, Taz's John Giburick, anyway, announced on the 15th, so 2 days ago, Wednesday, that Taz is gone from the company. This comes after recent issues stemming from TNA paying late. He wrote on his Twitter, after 5+ years, TNA and Taz have mutually decided to part ways. A champ in the ring and on the mic, we wish him nothing but success. And then Taz responded, like to thank TNA Wrestling for the opportunity to apply my craft for the past several years. Best wishes to them in the future. So basically they gave each other the future endeavors thing. And then Dixie Carter chimes in and announced that Taz has decided to leave TNA on Wednesday afternoon. As noted earlier on the site, TNA announced that Taz had decided to leave TNA on Wednesday afternoon. Okay, so she tweeted, "You're such a talent, an amazing family man, and a legend inside the ring. Wish you all the very best always." So basically they're just basically giving each other their future endeavors. So it's kind of humorous in that way. Yeah, no, I'm firing you. No, I'm firing you. No, I'm quitting. No, we're firing you. No, I'm quitting.
And I quote,
check out the TMZ of professional wrestling news. And I quote on Facebook. All the latest news with some attitude, new and classic wrestling videos, and so much more.
Can I have your attention, please? I just received an email from the Raw general manager.
Despite Steve Austin addressing rumors on reported problems with WWE on a recent podcast, WWE sources indicate to various websites that there are still ongoing issues between the two. Following WrestleMania 31 week, WWE's lawyers reportedly sent cease and desist letters to ProWrestlingTees.com regarding merchandise they sell for Austin and the official store of their website. It appears a number of items for Austin have been removed from the PWT site. A fan on Twitter asked Austin about one of the shirts being unavailable, and he responded with the following: "They will be back. Stay tuned." So, I think WWE's forgotten how Steve Austin operates, maybe? Sending him a cease and desist order. It's like, yeah, remember the whole Attitude Era? Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon. Who won that one? I suppose, I don't know, it's whatever way you want to look at it, I suppose, but I think it's kind of funny, though. Still, that WWE is sending a cease and desist order to Steve Austin as if that's really going to do anything, as if he's changed or mellowed a little bit or something. So I hope when he received the documentation, he opened up and he said,
"You are completely pathetic."
This is Fanboy Mark Cibroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 315 CHMR-FM. Yesterday in wrestling history, in 2007 on Raw, Santino Marella defeated Umaga, or Umanga, if you prefer the William Regal pronunciation, in a no-holds-barred match to become the new Intercontinental Champion. This was a no-holds-barred match. Santino was picked from the audience, quote-unquote picked from the audience, by Vince McMahon himself. And I believe that was actually also in his home country of Italy. The Fight Network, the world's premier 24/7 television channel dedicated to complete coverage of combat sports, announced a global programming deal with professional wrestling legend Tommy Dreamer's promotion, House of Hardcore. Fight Network will televise 8 one-hour shows featuring highlights from all the House of Hardcore events to date, beginning on Tuesday, May 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New episodes will premiere on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard for 8 consecutive weeks leading up to the debut House of Hardcore live event in Canada in July 18th in Toronto. House of Hardcore and Fight Network will air on Cablevision's Optimum TV, Ground Communications, Chantel Cable and Armstrong Cable in the U.S., nationwide in Canada, Roku devices across North America, and globally in over 30 countries across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. So, with any luck, by the time this rolls around, our cable package at home will magically have the Fight Network back on it again. Who knows? I'm not necessarily going to hold my breath, but anyway.
Von Dutch, and you are listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
And now, if I can just lure Birdman to my secret spot.
Could you watch my death ray?
Yes! Yes! Mind-taking! Stick with the kid, baby!
Wrestling fans around the world have been buzzing since the announcement that New Japan Pro Wrestling talent will be appearing at the 4 Ring of Honor shows in May of this year. The first 2 nights will be War of the Worlds and take place Tuesday, May 12th and Wednesday, May 13th at the legendary 2300 Arena, deep in the heart of South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, otherwise known as the old ECW Arena. The May 13th show is sold out, but there are still tickets available for the May 12th show. Yeah, if you're a loser, like it's Tuesday and Wednesday, like is there nothing else going on a Tuesday or Wednesday for wrestling fans? Maybe, I don't know, that they want to all get to what town is booked on what day, I guess, to see why one would sell out and the other wouldn't. The always controversial Bullet Club is returning to Ring of Honor. You see the t-shirts across the world. You see people with 2 sweet hand gesture up, and now you get to see this braggadocious band of good brothers live at World Worlds and Global Wars. The leader of the Bullet Club, current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and former Ring of Honor World and 2-time IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, will be in action at War of the Worlds and Global Wars. The Young Bucks have ushered in a new era of arrogance and are revolutioning tag team wrestling. While they may not hold back their opinions and may be in your face, they have backed up every word with their in-ring abilities. List of opponents looking to shut their mouths is vast, who will step up and actually close them. Carl Machine Gun Anderson and Big LG Doc Gallows will also represent the Bullet Club at Global Wars, live in Toronto on May 15th and May 16th. They are coming to Ring of Honor fresh from losing their IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships to the Kingdom's Matt Taven and Michael Bennett. Could they be preparing to destroy anything that stands between them and regaining the championships? The 2-time former IWGP Tag Team Champions will, without a doubt, be bringing the Bullet Club brand of destruction at Global Wars, and you will want to be there. Previously announced New Japan Pro Wrestling superstars Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kazuchika Rainmaker Okada, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tensio Naito, Watanabe, Kushida, Gedo, and King of Strong Style Shinzuki Nakamura. Ring of Honor Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling presents Ring of World's first 15 night 1 and night 2. Okay, sorry, I thought it would say who was actually on the shows. It just says where they are and how to get tickets. Oh well. So I can't really tell from that website what the reason would be why the one night would be sold out and the other wouldn't be, but I'm not going to be at either, because really I can't really afford to travel, and I can't really afford, well, I can't afford it. Long story short, I can't afford it.
Like me on Facebook, tinyearl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.
Atlantic Canada's only source for wrestling news radio. You are listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM. Ring Rust presents Macho Facts. Randy Savage uses ribbed condoms inside out, so he gets all the pleasure. And the Macho Man's tears cure cancer. Too bad he never cries.
This is Fabio Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. Next up, we got something here, a rather amusing bit of news, actually, from the Lands of the Rising Sun. Now, you'll have to pardon me, I'm reading a translation of some Japanese into English, so you'll pardon me if it doesn't come out precisely the way it was supposed to be, but to challenge the propaganda conference sponsored by Bova, that competition is I made video work. Again, you know, it's translated from Japanese, so. It is to advertise condoms, Durex, Real Love, that video, in a short time made together as a team. Our staff, thank you very much. And the cast is why I'm reading it on a wrestling news site. Mamlia, I think is how you pronounce it, evening, and Tank Nagai, who is actually a wrestler in Japan. He's wrestled with Yuki Sato and Keiji Tomato and Shoriki Asahi, pardon me if I'm not pronouncing these properly, Kengo Mashimo and Ryuichi Sakin, and a name that even the most, you know, that someone who only really watched wrestling in the Attitude Era would recognize the name of. Taka Michinoku!
Slamming wrestling news radio on its back since 2002. You're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
Here comes the axe, and here comes the smasher, the demolition, walking disaster, pain and destruction, dissolving.
Whilst watching Monday Night Raw from the O2 Arena, London, this week, there was a lot of patriotic fans supporting British wrestlers. You think WWE need a British faction with William Regal being the manager? How do you see this panning out with what matches? And I guess also, I suppose, what will be your definition of British? Is it going to be the British Isles? Is it going to be the United Kingdom? Is it going to be just straight up Britain? Because that's going to exclude Sheamus. And, well, Fit Finlay, if he decides he's going to come by and say, "Hi guys, I'm Fit Finlay, I love to fight. I'll just be back over here then. I'll be over here with Zack Ryder at catering, seeing if he wants to fight, I guess." Could work. Could work if we get William Regal in. He could have Wade Barrett going after, well, actually, yeah, and actually it looks like they could probably have someone going for a lot of the belts, actually. So you can have Wade Barrett going after the Intercontinental title. We can have Sheamus, again, if you want to include Ireland, along with the British Isles. You can go after the US title, or the Intercontinental, really. And you have Paige going after the Divas title. And also, We can have Adrian Neville going after pretty much whatever title he wants.
What a jolly good show. You're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM. Hip hip and tally ho.
I'm Robbie, and you're listening to 93.5 CHMR-FM.
Brunt.
I can see his inner.
Mine's bigger than yours, haha.
Ooh, that's got a sting.
Atlantic Canada's only source of Wrestling News Radio. You're tuned to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
So this is Fabo Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. And of course, being that it's Roddy Piper's 61st birthday, there, of course, has to be an article posted online with some Roddy Piper facts every wrestling fan should know. First one, of course, he's been a pro wrestler since he was 15 years old. Sorry to shock you right off the bat, but Roddy Piper wasn't really Scottish. Well, he had some Scottish blood, but he was born in the western Canadian city of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Piper, real name Roderick George Toombs, was the son of a Mountie, not to be confused with the Mountie, of course. And he found himself uprooted often as a kid when his father was assigned to new towns. Around age 13, Piper was expelled from junior high school and had a falling out with his father, so he decided to hit the road because you could do just those sort of things in the 60s in Canada. Eventually, he ended up living in hostels and on the streets in Winnipeg. This town is a thing for collecting lost souls. Various teachers and social workers tried to get Roddy complete high school. They were unsuccessful, although he did show an interest in boxing and wrestling. His big break came at the age 15 when his opponent for Larry the Axe Henning didn't show at a local independent show. Roddy's wrestling coach had connections with the promoter, and Piper had already worked some small Peanuts wrestling shows on northern Indian reserves, so Piper was given the chance to wrestle Henning for a juicy $25 payday. Piper lost in 10 seconds, but the seed was planted. So I'm not going to read off the whole thing. It's something you can go ahead and read yourself and get to know the Hot Rod a little bit better.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni, and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
And I'd like to congratulate Eddie Edwards on his recent marriage. Davey Richards, Angelina Love, Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, and Adam Cole were all there also. And you can check out photos of the wedding by going to CHMR's Ring Rust page and popping over there. I actually post them to my Twitter account as well. So if you go to @MarkJabroni, you can scroll on down to my tweets and see a post about it.
And I enjoy every second of it. 13 seconds at a time.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark. from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.